Katherine Poon. Ms. Poon, you're here today charged with trespass. The bond is set at $500. Resisting an officer, the bond is set at $500. I find that there's probable cause for your arrest.
Based upon the, this is intratypical trespasser resisting without, based upon the allegations, the fact that the defendant and the co-defendant are both from Canada, state considers them to be a flight risk. The state is going to ask for a $75,000 bond, count one, $25,000 bond, count two. No contact with Mar-a-Lago or the co-defendant. We would request that there be a surrender of any travel documentations, passports, etc., prior to being released, and also a source of funds requirement. I wouldn't be surprised if there's a federal hold on her soon.
Your Honor, the allegations are two first-degree misdemeanors. The state hasn't presented us with any criminal history for her. Ms. Poon lives in British Columbia. She's here on vacation for 2 weeks with her husband. They drove down here. She works for the last 8 years doing logistics. She's attended 2 years of college. Your Honor, I understand that the location, but this has become more of a tourist attraction than anything else. It's much like 10 Downing Street or the Prime Minister's residence.
She's charged with trespass after warning, going back there after being told clearly not to be there.
She's also from China.
Your Honor, we would be asking for $1,000.
Okay, I'm going to set the bond at $10,000 count one, $10,000 count two, no contact whatsoever with Mar-a-Lago, and the passport is to be surrendered.
Source of funds requirement, Your Honor?
For what?
I just, you know.
What does this have to do with funds?
She's originally from China. We've seen a repeat of these people coming back to Mar-a-Lago. They had to bust out the windows. It's very strange. I think we need to know what the source of funds are. Who's posting this bond?
That's denied. You can file whatever motion you deem appropriate. That can be heard downtown. Aaron Mennie. Mr. Mennie, you're here today charged with trespass, and your bond is set at $500. Resisting an officer, the bond is set at $500. I find that there's probable cause for your arrest.
Her same position. I'm not sure any criminal history. He's from Canada. Say we asked for $75,000 bond, count one, $25,000 count two. Source of funds requirement, no contact with Mar-a-Lago, no contact with the co-defendant for surrender of any travel documentation.
Judge, I'm not going to rehash the argument made by Ms. Stevens, but I would think that the state's position should be that we don't want Mr. Mennie in the country. But if we are requiring him to surrender his passport...
Well, he's got to come back to court. He's charged with a criminal offense.
I understand, Judge, but if he lives in Canada, he's here on vacation, he has no friends, no family within the United States or specifically the state of Florida, assuming he posts a financial bond, he has no roof over his head, no employment, no way to get food. Essentially, he's rendered homeless because he has to surrender his passport.
Okay.
I don't think that the mere fact that he lives in a foreign country is indicative that he won't be returning to court on misdemeanor charges.
This is a very strange situation. I'll set the bond on count one at $10,000, count two, $10,000. Require that the defendant have no contact whatsoever with Mar-a-Lago, not to be in that vicinity at all, and surrender his passport within 24 hours.